This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so good morning team in this Microsoft Fabric Master Program. So in today's session, we are going to talk about copy data from SQL database to Lakehouse using tables, queries, and parameterized stored procedures. Basically, we need to discuss this session before incremental load, but it was already delayed. I don't want to delay it further. So that's why today we will discuss this. Then we will go with the multi-table incremental load so that you will get some time to practice it. Okay, that is very important. And today maybe we will also create groups to create the Azure free trial accounts. Okay, now so we will learn introduction to table option in copy activity, introduction to query and dynamic query options, introduction to stored procedure and dynamic stored procedure with the CRUD operations, scenarios. We will discuss these things today. Very simple session. So hands-on, first we will learn how to copy full load table from Azure SQL database to Lakehouse. Okay, so you can see, let's say you have a SQL database with the one table, sales leader customer. This data you want to load it into global India customer folder, you can directly copy. So table copy, it is very straightforward, right? You just select a table at the source side and you will copy that particular table data into the folder and file. Correct? It is very straightforward. So but whenever if you are using a let's say table, what is the problem with the table tip? What is the problem with the table? Can you tell me, Tim?
It can store only structured data.
Hmm?
It can store only structured data.
Hmm.
It should be accessed with queries only.
The table having the full data only. Okay, so remember, so this particular table we will be copying directly the problem with the source as a table is, remember team, every time when you run the pipeline, what is going to happen is it is going to copy entire data from the table to the storage account. But let's say if I'm keeping the query, so what is the advantage of the query team? The advantage of the query is two things. One is you can select what columns you want to select from the table. Second thing is, today if I am querying, give me the data, whatever is loaded in last 24 hours. I can put some more additional filter as well. So Dayakar, so I request you to be very careful when you join the session, because I am observing many times you are unmute and a lot of disturbance is coming. Okay. Okay. The second scenario is we are going to query the table. So this particular table, the advantage of the query option when we use is, instead of copying all the columns, we can copy the required columns. That is the one benefit. Second benefit is, let's say instead of copying all the data, I want to keep copying only last to 24 hours of data. If I'm keep on copying last 24 hours of data, it will be very less data, right? Instead of copying entire data, further filtering whatever data you need, instead you can filter out unnecessary data at the beginning, so that the amount of data that you are transferring will be reduced and overall performance will be improved. So that is the advantage of the query option over the table. Okay, now we will also see through query how you can copy the data. So finally, scenario 3, we will see how to copy subset of records from database to Lakehouse. How to copy subset of records from SQL database to Lakehouse. So this is also query only, sorry. So here I am just using the filter, but you can use selection of the columns, applying the filter, everything at a single query, right? So that is the advantage that I am trying to tell you. The fourth way is basically dynamic query. Dynamic query means let's say this particular date or this particular color, whatever you think of, this I'm passing dynamically. For example, today you copied a data for color equal to red. Maybe tomorrow, Monday, let's say red color. Tuesday, you have a blue color. Wednesday, you have a yellow color. Thursday, you have a orange color, something like that. So you want to send a different colors based on the day. Okay, so this particular filter value keep changing. If you think this filter value we need to keep changing, you can make that value dynamic. Are you saying this? And you query that value dynamically, and you can copy the data into the respective file in the Lakehouse. Now stored procedure. What is the advantage of the stored procedure over query team? What is the advantage of the stored procedure over query?
It will avoid multiple round trips
We can parameterize.
Hmm.
and do some processing
Whenever
logic.
the new value comes into the database.
Right, remember team, so the advantage of the stored procedure is stored procedure will keep the query that you have written at the server side. So we no need to transfer this particular entire code content through the network. So it will be there at the server side every time when you run it. When you want to run that query, you just make a call. It will run directly at the server side. Okay, that is the advantage of the stored procedure. Along with that, it can also take parameters. Okay, stored procedure can able to run a batch of queries. Okay, batch of queries can able to run group of queries. If you want to run, you can able to put all the group of queries in the stored procedure and you can run them. And you can see here it's a dynamic stored procedure. So if you see, right, department equal to @department name, meaning I am passing the department name dynamically. Department name equal to @department name. So I am just passing it dynamically. Okay, you can see database directly querying and getting the data. That data we are copying into this. Okay, based on the department, let's say HR department, if you pass, it will query the HR department data, it will copy it. If you pass IT department data, it will copy into target. We will see today how to copy full load table from database to Lakehouse, how to copy selected columns from database to Lakehouse, how to copy subset of records, meaning by filtering the records how to copy. Then we will see how to copy subset of records from Azure SQL database to Lakehouse dynamically through dynamic query. How to copy data from database to Lakehouse using stored procedure. How to use stored procedure in copy activity we will see. How to copy data from Azure SQL database to Lakehouse using stored procedure parameters in copy activity we will be looking at today. Okay, what is our source team for today? What is our source?
SQL.
Azure SQL.
Well, Azure SQL, very good. Our Azure SQL is our source. Okay, I'll just first go to SQL database. Then I'll click on create SQL database. Okay, pay as you go. Resource group is, I'll say cloud pandit -UAT-archive. The database name is DevDB. Server name is cloud pandit. SQL server. Use SQL authentication. This is the username. This is the password team. Click OK. Okay. Now click on networking. So first thing, after providing your database name, server name team, click on compute plus storage. You can just make it as a standard budget friendly 250 GB size of the database I'm choosing. Networking, public endpoint, I'm allowing Azure services, my IP, security, we don't record anything, additional settings, enable the sample data, then click review plus create, click create it. Okay, so what is the second tab, Tim? So source is database, so the database is validating and it is initializing the deployment. It is submitted. Now if you come to here, what we wanted to do, app.fabric.microsoft.com, right? So what is our target, team? What is our target? Lakehouse. Okay, go to workspace, click on new workspace, Lakehouse, sync Lakehouse 001, click on apply. Now sync Lakehouse 001. Now what you want to do, you don't need to do, okay, this is a workspace, right? We need to click on new item, we want to create a Lakehouse. Yeah, sorry, what I'm doing, I created a workspace name with the Lakehouse name, I'm sorry. Let me delete this, let me create one more workspace. So let's say this is also, call it as a sales workspace 001, click apply. Inside sales, click on new item, click on Lakehouse team. So Lakehouse is what team? Sync Lakehouse 001, I'll say, click create. Okay, so we have a sync Lakehouse. Now I'll just come here. Okay, now I app.fabric.microsoft.com. Now I need to directly create the data pipelines. Okay, go to workspace, my workspace. So directly you can create your data pipeline. Click on new item, data pipeline. Yeah, let it be pipeline one only. Okay, fine. Now if you come here, Tim, so here you can see very clearly one thing. Database is created, Lakehouse is created, there is no folders, pipeline is created, nothing is added. Okay, now once we have the database, today I'll show you how to connect to this database and the Lakehouse from the Azure Data Studio. Okay, there is a tool called Azure Data Studio. Okay, so this is the Data Studio. The installation is very simple. You go here, you can say download Azure Data Studio. Go to download and install Azure Data Studio. What is this message? Azure Data Studio is retiring on February 28, 2026. We recommend that you use Visual Studio Code. For more information about migrating to Visual Studio Code, visit what is happening to Azure Data Studio. Okay, for now it is still active. We were using Azure Data Studio, so that's why maybe you can still continue to use for next 6 months Azure Data Studio. So we will also introduce the Visual Studio Code as well. Okay, now if you say download Azure Data Studio, here you have a Windows, Mac OS, Linux. Based on your system, you can download x64-bit and you can click next. It will install. Once it is installed, so you will be able to see all these tabs in this. And fourth tab, if you click, you will see a connections. These are all of the existing connections that I'm going to remove it now. Okay, after that, click on this plus new. This is the button. I'm showing you once again. The button is here. This is the one. Okay, so just to click on this, now you'll get a option to put the server details and all. Let me keep them here. Go to database. This is my source. Copy this. Put that server name is here. And this is a SQL login. Username is this. Password is this. And the database name is devdb. Encrypt. Connect. So you can click on new query team. So this is the place you can see all the tables that we have. Okay, we are able to see all the tables here. So I connected to the Azure SQL database. Can we connect to Lakehouse also from the data studio? Can we connect or not? Do you think we can connect or not, Tim? Yes, we can connect. So for that, I'm going to show you from the beginning. Go to workspace. Workspace. Click on. You see something called SQL Analytics endpoint, right? Here you can see directly. Okay, they are showing in Open Visual Studio Code directly. That's okay. Copy this SQL connection string team and then come here. Click on new connection. Just to use the connection string option, put that connection string. It is not copied. Copy this code. Come here. You understood, right? From parameters to connection string I selected. I'm putting connection string here. And then not a server group. Click on connect. Failed to pass the connection. No connection info returned. Just a minute, team. We'll put this entire thing in the server. Okay, I just kept everything entire connection string in this server place, and here I'll use Microsoft Entra ID. Okay, universal ID. Then I'll just use this and add an account. Click on cloudpandit70@cloudpandit.com. Your account was added. Now, so I just pasted here server name, authentication type Microsoft Entra ID universal with MFA supported. Okay, and then this is the account ID. Click connectivity. Okay, I am able to connect to the Lakehouse as well. But Lakehouse, if at all Lakehouse contains any tables, you will be able to see here. If you don't have any tables in the Lakehouse, you will not be able to see. Understood? Everybody understood, team? So no confusion now. So I'll open one by one. I'll right click on the first our source. Okay, this is our source team. Okay, so in this source, first I want to query select star from sales lt dot product is the table. Okay, query this, and you can see it is basically having a 295 records. Now I want to copy all these 295 records from this particular database to Lakehouse, but today in the Lakehouse I am not copying it as a, maybe you know already how to copy it as a CSV file, but I don't want to copy them as a CSV. Instead I want to copy it as a dbo.product table. dbo.product table. Are you getting? So source is database. I'll take this table. Sync is dbo.product. This is going to be in the Lakehouse. Okay, let's try to create that way. Let's try to build a pipeline to achieve the same result. Are you all clear what I am saying, team? Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Now I'll just go to activities, click on the copy data, add to canvas. Now this is source. Source is what team? Sources. Let's click on the more. Need to use the new connection because it's an external connection, right? We need to establish. Let's create the connection to SQL database. Server name. So this is the server. Copy this. Put that server name here. Database name DevDB. Okay. Database name is DevDB, and connection name is ls for SQL DB for query SP test. Okay. Now the basic authentication I'm using, username and password. Click on connect. Okay. So after that, now currently I want to choose my table team. I want to currently choose my table. Table name is sales ltd product. Okay. You can preview data. Click on preview data. You can also see the data here. Product ID, name, product number, all the data you can able to see, right? Top 10 records it is showing in the preview. Now this entire data I want to copy into now sync lakehouse 001. But today, as of today, we were copying it as a file. But today let's copy it as a table only. So you don't have any existing table. I'll say new table I want to create. What is the table is dbo.product. Okay, here schemas and all will not be there team in the lakehouse. So directly you will have only table name. Okay. Now yes, now we can just run the pipeline. So lab 1 is what? Directly copy table from SQL database to Lakehouse table. Okay, table to table copy. Run this. Okay. Now 295 records we have. All the 295 records copied or not we can see it. Rows read is 295, rows copied is 295, files written is 1. Meaning in the background, even though we have written into the table, but underlying table, it will store it as a file only, right? Now, let's verify here whether the table is available or not. Is the table available? But schema, it was not allowed, but it is taking the schema. The default schema is DBO. It will allow only that is the schema. Okay. Now select star from dbo.product. Okay. Now sorry, not here, right? We need to put one more thing. Right click on the new query. Here is a sync lakehouse. Here I want to query select star from product. So 295 rows are affected. All the 295 records data is copied here. So first lab. And one more observation you need to do. So I am clicking on the copy data output of this, and please observe and tell me what you understood. So this is the source, this is the target. What are your observations, Tim? Please look at this and tell me your observations.
Data copy is from SQL database to Lakehouse. Data read that much KB and number of records 295. Data written size and data read side both are both are not matching. And file written, one file is written. Rows written into target 295. Same number of records.
Five getting one extra.
Yeah, here it is from the source. It is reading 295 records. The target it is writing in the compressed file format. So that's why the size got reduced. And yeah, it has written one file, and in that file it has written all the rows 295 in the compressed format. Voice not coming.
Oh, sorry, I was speaking in mute. See, my observation means not reading what is there. There is a something that you need to tell me. There is a some improvement.
One file has created and also KB reduced. Data size reduced.
Yeah, it has written the source data in a compressed file format.
Yes, that is what I am expecting. So if you see, it is a delta file with the size of the data. If you see, it is compressed. The advantage of this is, now tell me how much percentage it is reduced to. 75% or more than 75? More than 75% it is reduced. Correct?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
More than 75% it is reduced means you are basically saving 75% of your cost for the on the storage. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So that is what I was asking you to observe. Okay, fine. But other observations also fine, because those will be useful in the upcoming sessions. So the first lab is completed, Tim. We have seen just entire table we are able to read and write it to the target. Now second one is, if you see in the source, right? So first option, table you don't have much things to discuss. Now let's move on to the query. Okay, we need to go to the second option called query. So here I am putting, before I write the query here, first let me show you the query here. First to tab, here we are talking about the database tables. I have a table called sales lt dot product. Run it. So product ID, product number, color, okay, where color equal to black. How many records we have? 890, 89 rows out of 255. If you want only black colors, then why do you need everything? Let's say tomorrow I need only blue products. Then you can take blue products only. Why you need to take all the things? You have 26 rows, you take only 26 rows. Okay. Next. So I am really care about only product ID, okay, and product number and the color of the product, and then size of the product. So then if you are really caring about only this four, then you take only the required columns and you filter out and take the required data. Don't take everything. Okay, now let's say this is a blue products, right? So I'll come to destination. I want to create a new product called blue product table. Okay, now I'll save these changes. Are you getting what we are doing? We are just selecting required columns and blue products, and only blue products I am loading into the blue product table in the Lakehouse. I'll run the pipeline. It is completed, right? Again, click on this. So 918 bytes, but 1.734 KB. Why team? Why the data size is increased this time?
Small source file size is very small.
Okay. If you're trying to copy very small files, Delta has some kind of a metadata and all it is going to maintain. So that's why it is going to have a little more size if you take a very small data sets. Understood? Now, the third thing, yeah, so I also need to show you whether blue products are available or not. Why team it is not able to query? What happened? Tell me, what is the problem? You can observe blue products table is still available, but it is throwing error. You need to tell me why. Tell
Is
me.
is it case sensitive? No.
SQL is case sensitive or not?
No, sir. That's why just blue is there.
Very good. Even though normal SQL database is here, it is not case sensitive, but warehouse and lakehouse, it is nothing but a what whenever you are writing a queries on the one lake, all those queries are case sensitive. So you can't able to use like that. Got it? Clear? Note down. Whenever I am saying
Okay.
some important points, you have to note down. You should have some running notes.
Oh,
So we are good.
yes.
Now think of this way. Think of this way. I am continuously changing the colors, right? Let's say now I'm going with the blue, next I'm going with the red, next I'm going with the black, and so on. If this color is going to change, I want to make this as a dynamic. How you can make something is dynamic? Okay, so do one thing. First, you create a one parameter called pipeline param for color. Okay, now that color I want to pass it here dynamically. So how to pass it is very simple. You keep this query here and you select this pipeline parameter, remove at the rate. So this is the formula to access the pipeline parameter. Okay, so based on whatever color they are passing at the runtime, based on that color you need to read the data. And the same parameter I'll be also using here. Click on new table. You can just click on this. You can say color concat. The table name should be, for example, if I say black, black plus product should be added. If I say red, red color, red product, so the table name should come dynamically. Are you getting? Are you getting, team? Okay. Now let's save this and then run this. So it is asking now product, which product you want to copy. Now let's say I want to copy red product. Query the data. Able to observe, am I going fast? I think I am going little slow, team. It got failed. Invalid column name red. Where we are using column red. Failure happened on source side. Error code. This invalid color, name red, and so on. Okay. I think I understand where is the problem. So the problem is, I think it should be single quotes because it is a text, right? It is a text, right? How we put the query team? So if you see the query that we are forming, I have used a single quotes. But for example, if you put like this and query, it will say invalid column blue because blue will be considered as a column, but that is not available. That's why you need to include single quotes when you are making it as a dynamic. Understood? Clear? So that's why I also added a single quotes at the front and back. Now just to save these changes and run this with the same red product. Replace will not work in dynamic query. 100% it will work. Where you want to basically make it as a replace.
So,
Replace will work.
okay.
All dynamic formulas, anything you can able to use it within your query. Okay, now this is also succeeded. Now if you see red products, I have used the R is smaller case, so it's a red. Now you query, see red products data came or not? Red products data came or not, Tim? You can refresh it, you can say red products. Now let's say I'm going and I'll run once again with the blue products. I just given the color as blue. Now what happens? Blue products will be selected from the source, and with the same name blue, the product table will be created as a blue product. Everybody's clear? But if you see, now what we are doing is we are sending the query from here to this server, right? But in stored procedure, it will not be like that. I'll show you. Let's see now. Blue product is came on. Oh, blue product one already there, but I again let's say. But now this time blue product is a lowercase blue product, correct? But same data will be available here. Okay, fine. Now my question is, we want to go for a stored procedure. Stored procedure means we can't directly write some queries here. The stored procedure means at the source side. Source side means here directly we need to create the stored procedure, and that stored procedures we need to call it from the copy activity. Okay, let's learn the basic stored procedures first. Now see, for example, select star from product. Sales ltd product, right? It is sales ltd product. Okay, so this is a normal query. This query can be executed from stored procedure. How to execute from stored procedure? You see, stored procedure, create a proc, create a procedure, product basic underscore usp 001 as begin end. So this is the basic syntax of the stored procedure. Create a procedure, procedure name as start the procedure, end the stored procedure, but in between whatever query you want to use, you can use it. Now if I put that query, select query, now this query is there. Now whenever you execute the stored procedure, what happens is, how to execute is select the stored procedure name and run it. So what it is doing internally, the stored procedure internally executing the stored procedure, sorry, this query, the stored procedure, whenever I execute internally, it is executing this query. Clear? Now let's move on to the little higher. Okay, slowly I'll explain to you one by one. USP002, here I want to put some filter where color equal to red. Okay, so here you can also say product basics USP002, but you can say product red. Okay, So when you take this and when you execute this, what happens to? Only it will give the red products. For example, same query if I take and put it here, I am putting where black here. Okay, black, and I'll say here black 003. This is the third store procedure we are creating. This is the black products, right? So whenever I execute this store procedure, this will give what type? Black products. But if you see you are hard coding something, it is not good practice, right? It is not good practice to hard code anything. So that's why I want to make it as something dynamic. How to make it as dynamic is this color is keep changing, then I want to make it as a parameterized. I'll say parameter color. Okay, this is at the rate you need to use to make it as a parameter. At the same time, you also need to define here at the rate param is a varchar. It is a text type. It will allow up to 255 characters in the text. Rama, how many characters we have in the Rama?
4.
4. Sai, how many characters we have in Sai?
3.
3. So very similarly, we are allowing the color name up to 255 characters. Okay. So now this is basically 004 and product basic USP 004 I am creating and run this. Now when you call this, it will throw error because there is a one parameter. This is expecting one parameter. What is that parameter? Is parameter color. Now let's say if I say red here, now it will become a, it will bring only red products. Now if you give here white, it will bring the white products. If you say yellow, see yellow products. If you want blue, you are seeing right blue products. So that's how this query is going to be very dynamic. Now this stored procedure, first I will use this particular stored procedure to copy entire product data into target. Next I will show you USP004 how you can able to pass the parameter also from the copy activity. Come here, source is stored procedure. Now refresh it, all the stored procedures now you can see USP 001, 002, 003, 004. First I'll execute USP 001, which basically takes everything from the product table and that will be copied into target. So this I'll say the table name is product SP. Product name is the table name is product SP 0 version 001. What is the table name? Product SPV001 is the table name, and this stored procedure result will be written into this table. Correct it. Save this. Now you run this because the that's okay because now this parameter I am not using anymore. Even if you're not passing any value, nothing will happen. Okay, clear? Okay, so output rows read is 295, rows copied is 295, copy duration 22 seconds, everything is fine. Now we want to see whether this table is available here or not. See product SPV001, is it created team? Product SPV001. So this is having how many records? This will have how many records too? This will have all the 295 rows because we are not applying any filter. But now I'll move on to the copy activity once again. I want to use a parameterized stored procedure. You see This is a parameterized stored procedure. Where it is, this is a USP004. It is parameter, right? So if you want to get that parameter, you see something left side, import parameter. Click on that. So here param color you have. Now this parameter will get a value from the pipeline parameter. Understood? Now based on that, very similar to how we made the pipe like this one dynamic. So very similarly, I'll make that. Okay. So I want to say first color only you take. Okay, then you can say product SP V001. Okay, so for example, you pass a red product SPV001, blue product SPV001. That's how, based on a color, the table name will be decided. Correct? Clear, team? Are we all good? Now you can save this. Now you can run this. So here I'll be putting a white based on this. Anybody have any confusion? Anybody have any confusion or any doubt, team?
So if we pass the parameter as a capital W, right, it will not result in it will not return anything, right?
It will return because source is basically database. Here the case insensitive, right? Database. Getting database is case insensitive. So whether, for example, I'll go to this is the database. This is SQL, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in the SQL, what happens? Select star from sales CLT dot product. Okay, and if you just query this, you have a lot of things where now I'll say color equal to everything. I'll say uppercase black. It will work because it's a case insensitive. See, it is working, right? Database is a case insensitive. SQL here only in the Fabric one lake on top of the Lakehouse queries, on top of the warehouse queries. Those are case sensitive. Our source is database. That's why whatever you use, it will fetch the data. Understood?
So Lakehouse is the case sensitive.
Yes, Lakehouse is a case sensitive, which is our target. That's why we no need to worry.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You're not getting the confidence. So please show the delta files written. Yes, we can see those delta files. We can go to Lakehouse. We can go to our workspace, sync Lakehouse, and you can just say refresh. So unidentified. So you can see these are the tables. See, under this table, parquet file delta log. Under this table, parquet file delta log. 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 See, white product SPV001 also created. Clear, Vinay? Satish sir, are you clear? Vinay, clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let
Yeah.
me just a minute. I'll create here this one and I'll show you one more example. Then I'll take up all your questions. Okay. Today is Saturday. Still I'm working, but I can spend more time to answer all your questions. If you have any questions, you can let me know, because normally on Monday to Friday I need to drop my kids. That's why I'll rush it by 8:45. I have to start. But today, if you have any questions, you can let me know. See, all white products 4 came, right? So I'll make a one more run, then we will start taking the questions. Okay. So same stored procedure, nothing I have to change. So directly pipeline parameter will pass to stored process will pass it to query fetch the result based on the type of color. It will create a table. Now you run it. Here you pass it as yellow. Just see yellow. So Satish sir, you can see yellow. I am passing like this. Click OK. Uppercase I passed, right? Everything
Yeah.
I pass uppercase. Now you can see still you will get the data. But at the Lakehouse side, the table name will be with a completely yellow uppercase only. The table name will be created. When you are querying the table, you have to use a uppercase only because it's a case sensitive. See, now it fetched the data. You can also see how many records it fetched. 36 records it fetched. And when you look at here, yellow, right? See uppercase yellow. What do you see? And here when you are querying, if you simply say select star from yellow product SPV001, it will not work because yellow you are using lowercase. So what you need to do, yellow you must have to use the uppercase because Lakehouse is a case sensitive. Getting?
Yes, sir.
Next. Okay, now first let me complete all the questions asked in the chat, then I'll take up direct questions. Okay. Reusable code issue. Here we are creating only linked service for both source and sync. No need for dataset concepts, right? Yes. Yes, sir, processor. Here dataset concept is not available. So directly we can pass it. It is very easy for you to understand. Okay. We are using same pipeline for multiple scenarios, sir. Yes, just because I am just showing you all the use cases. That's why I'm just using the same copy activity. Replace will not work in dynamic query. Replace will work. Okay, I already discussed. Please show the delta files. I think I have shown you already, Vinay. Now, yeah, you can ask direct questions, Tim. If you have anything, we will discuss.
I have a question. Yesterday class. Actually, I tried it, but as we don't have a Azure portal, right? So I take it from the SQL DB in Fabric. So if you allow me, I will share my screen.
Hold on. First, let's others ask questions on the current session. Then we will take up your thing. Any
Okay.
questions from the current session team? Anybody have any questions? No questions from. Okay, any session, not only from current session. Before I give access to Geeta, so anybody have any questions from any of the sessions that we completed till now?
Sir,
Hmm.
means how to copy this on-premises data to this cloud,
That
right?
is going to come in the future. I'm
Okay.
covering one by one, right? So once we complete cloud to cloud, just on-premise is a one data gateway we need to install. But apart from that, everything is same. It is very easy, don't worry. So everything is planned. That is there in the future sessions. Okay. Next.
Yeah. So here also, when you are copying cloud to cloud, right?
Hmm.
From Azure SQL database to the one lake. When we want to copy a huge 1 terabyte of data, table data, or 200 GB of data, how we will do
Hmm.
that?
We will we will use the same method to run the data, but if you have very huge data, terabytes of data, generally what happens is we loads data by year, or we load the data month by month, so that if something is failed, we can just rerun for that particular month. Because if you start directly entire data, if something goes wrong again, we need to identify till what records it is copied and all, it is difficult. That's why on very huge data, generally in the data pipelines, we look at the table, we like copy month by month. If it is very huge data, if it is medium data, we may copy by year. Okay, that's how we'll be copying, Vinay. Okay,
Yeah. Thank you.
next. Any other questions, Tim? Okay. Yeah, Geeta, you can share your screen now.
Is it visible?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Actually, we don't have a ADF account now, so I will take SQL DB from
Warehouse
app.
only you have taken. Okay. Hmm. Okay, SQL database you created directly here.
Yes, yes. So it's work now.
Hmm.
Config also working. So I have when I run the pipeline, I got a error from copy data. So I take the sample one to show you. Just I run it.
No, directly we have error message. You can show that error. I can tell you where is the problem.
It is showing date time error. I'll show.
Now you click on that error. 1 second. Expand this conversion of alpha data type to date time data type to. So from where to where you are copying data?
From SQL database to Lakehouse. I will show you.
Lakehouse only you are copying. If you are copying the Lakehouse, okay. First click on the preview data. Hold on, 1 second.
From
Go to
source.
hmm. See, first thing is you will not have anything called 1900 right? You will have 1900 right? You will not have any month or date as a 00, right? Give the month as 01, 1900 Now you click on preview data. No. Click preview data. Now you are getting data. Now you save this and run the pipeline.
Okay. Sorry.
It's okay, no problem. Okay,
Okay.
this work. We have given
In
you
on
date.
table also, I need to change this.
Correct,
Okay,
correct.
okay. Oh my
Any
God.
other doubts too?
Okay, thank you.
See, that's why I will tell you, Tim, you need to practice it. When you practice, you will know the real depth of it. If you simply attend the classes, you will feel, oh, this is very easy. What he has done, simply copying, give the source table, give the target table, he is running the pipeline. But when you do it, you will come to know the real problems. Okay, so that's why
Last
I
night I
suggest
worked on it for 2 hours.
that's okay. But I am telling you, see, that is a one learning. So
Yes, yes.
slowly, if you are fixing all the issues, if you are learning slowly, the confidence will grow. Okay. So I suggest I already given you the account details as well. I request all of you to practice well. Okay. Any other thing you want to discuss, Tim? You need any other help? Everybody's clear?
Account details. This is Fabric account details you given.
Yes, Fabric details I have given. You can log in and you can practice it. There itself you can create databases also will be there. But as we have not discussed databases, so you can maybe use warehouse to warehouse. But if you want to create a SQL database, you have a SQL database as well. The
Okay.
SQL database also you can create here itself. Okay.
Yes.
Are we good, team?
Yes, sir, but you said like you will make a group.
Yeah, groups, I'll send it. Today I'll send a one form, you fill it, I'll share those details. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Okay then. Thank you all. Thank you. That's all. Bye.